I've got some more in me. We can start up round 2 here. Lich versus Ghoul. The first outing for Ghoul. The heel of the tournament for sure. But we start with Lich, who has got a lot of supporters. Okay, Vecna. Orb on that gen over there. That's gone way too high. Flying around the left. You know for a fact the survivors are in this area. Ooh. Reading on a couple of them. Horrible orb. Watch it sail away there. It at least keeps them off the gen. Right. Chance of skulls connecting. Oh, great duck. Would have been on the money. Had they not ducked. Good counterplay from Siri. Good stuff. Scratch marks go up into the house. There's gen moving to the left, but Vecna wants a dying state. Well done. Oh god, and the delay you have before you can do anything after the flight. Disastrous for Vecna there. Not a great start, in all sincerity. And V knew what they had to do there. They knew there was enough of a delay to not take the hit. Vecna has ran into some proper counters here, and this does not bode well for the camp. Ah! Oh. 3 outright embarrassing little interactions for Vecna there. And this is not the start that they envisioned or hoped for. No movement on that gen. Gonna go back up to the top gen. Mimic. That could be a great opportunity. As it'll be Siri in the wagon here. If they go back to the wagon, could be a good opportunity for the skulls, because they'll be on an elevated platform, but not going to be the case, unfortunately. And there goes your first gen. And they will presumably duck. They run past a window, though. That could have been the skull effect there. Getting the goods, in all sincerity. Flying down the stairs. Trying to keep on them. Decent moves, but it is main building. And there will be windows like this that are so tricky to deal with for a killer. As someone gets the hand, that's something you didn't want to see if you're Vecna, especially with how well they've played so far. However, hopefully, a first hook, no chance of a pallet stun. And gotta build on that if you're Vecna. Orb around the left-hand side, kick the gen, fly around the right. And... oh. The recovery after the flight, so diabolical for Vecna. Just not able to get a hit when they need to. Skull's there. Gets the injury. A rare mistake from the survivor team. Got to find a way to capitalize on this if you're Vecna. Which Vecna is. Mage hand. Blocks it. Picks it up. They run through. Good play. Good play. And now, all of a sudden... you got 2 people on hook at the same time. Good game state for any killer. Vecna needed something like this. See if he can build upon it. Looking for the orb to go over there. Oh, and an aura. Oh, and an aura. Can he get the injury here? Not quite. Not quite. Well done on the pallet. Is the other survivor going to hit second stage? Worth checking. Send them just in case. There is second stage. Okay. Very important to secure that. You might think about going after the injured party if you're Vecna. Nope. Gonna double back. Gonna double back here. Mage hand. There's a DC on hook. They're unhappy about being left a second. They DC. Injury here. Still burning the pallet. That's great news. Get a kick. Into the flight. Good opportunity here. He's found the momentum, has Vecna. Can he keep it? Good move. Very good move. And basement to look forward to. Another DC. The tournament has been punctuated by these DCs and survivors not willing to stick it out. Music to the ears of the killers. Right, So you know for a fact there's going to be some survivors over here. There's some more reading for you. Not got too much out of Pop Goes a Weasel here. Oh, and the bot. Running to the corner. Not an injury. Unfortunate. Nonetheless, very, very good situation. The stop and start, the stutter step. Good for a penalty kick, not too good for a DBD chase. Having said that, Siri does find the pallet. Has another one here. Did they get to it? Forced back. Oof. You got Mage Hand. What are you doing here if you're Vecna? You have the answer to this. Trying to mind game the bots. Oh, and the bot somehow manages Sprint Burst mid-chase. So they get the window here. They do not. So that will be a kill. And a kill at 3 gens is a brilliant thing for this camp. Assuming you're able to get it, and there shouldn't be anything in his way here. Gem pops. Which one? Which one? This one? Presumably. Honestly, no idea actually which gem pop. That was a weird lack of a bubble. There you go. Sprint Burst kind of wasted there. And they won't quite connect. Didn't even force them to crouch, which is bad, bad news for Vecna. You want to at least force them to crouch so you can get the M1 out there. Good stuff. Good little fake out. Come back. How does that work? How does that do? Have you got these skulls? No. No imminent skulls here. Mage Hand. Window Vault. There it is. Is that enough for Vecna? Are the skulls ready now? They are. Send them. Oh, and they just stood up too early. Okay. Well managed around Shaq. Truly using almost all of the arsenal there. Getting the first hook here. Still needs a bit more. This is a perilous, perilous situation. Checking on upstairs gem, which has been a pressure point. And remains thus. Finally getting a little bit of Pop Goes a Weasel value. Nowhere to hide to be seen. Just in case there's someone hanging around, maybe in the wagon. Big movement here. Maybe should have saved Pop Goes a Weasel for this. At the very least, you get the kick. Or a reading you're hoping for. As they go over this way, and they keep on moving over this way, and they keep on moving over this way. And there they are. Into a locker. Hand to Vecna. They're over here. Honestly, not too bad, because now all of a sudden you've got an Ninja Party and the 2 others around Shaq. A situation you can really benefit from if you're Vecna as he looks to the ground, trying to get the orb out there. Throwing the pallet, getting to the window. They will make that happen. Killer Instinct over here. Unfortunately, the only person who doesn't get Killer Instinct is the injured party. Vecna would have liked it to be a bit different. Flight over here. Maybe not the most important flight, however. It does zone them to the corner. That's not too bad. No pallet back here. It's just been kicked. So, injury. And the injured party! Right, you're going to try and get the injury and then go in on the dying state. Maybe skulls could be good here. Chance for double bubble. Chance for double bubble. Chance for double bubble. Chance for single bubble. Chance for no bubble. No bubble, but maybe a dying state. Mage Hand, gotta be out there. There it is. Picks up. Would have preferred to have blocked it, but it is what it is. Same end result. GG. Good chase. Good hook for Vecna. Still 2 gens remaining. He's done a good job of... Oh, risky. He's done a good job of keeping this game under wraps. Item there. Weave attunement. Weave attunement around the hook is not a bad thing at all. Bit of movement here. Injured party here. Sprint Burst here. Nonetheless, skulls as they go up the stairs. Possibility here. Not quite. They turn the corner. Turn the corner, get the vault. In a 3 survivor situation, you are very happy to have someone on hook, be chasing an injured party, and then be begging the question, what is the other survivor going to do about it? And there they are. Wrong place, wrong time for V. Moving in for the dying state, but that'll be a trade, and that really plays into what Vecna wants out of this game state. They tapped! They tapped! No endurance because they tapped! Mage Hand! No pallet there! Could be a huge error from Feng Min, and there it is! They tapped the heal! Telling Vecna, tunnel ahoy, I've not got DS, I've not got endurance. An unbelievable bungle from the survivors, and Vecna's going to capitalise every day of the week. There's the pickup. But now you've got two survivor situation with 2 injured parties. This is top notch for Vecna. Get the skulls out there. A chance there. Great ducking. Great diving. They want the window. They won't get it. It was syringe. I don't know that you can say that. The other party was there and very feasibly could have got the heal, unless you noticed they had a medkit and then didn't have a medkit. Nonetheless, it remains a very good situation for Vecna. Orb over there, just hoping to luck into some killer instinct situations there. And now you just gotta protect Hatch. So just double checking in case it's a lucky star situation. Hatch will spawn, it will be on this side. Waiting for V. You'd like to avoid adrenaline. If at all possible. And you do avoid adrenaline. As you'd like an orb for Killer Instinct, right on that panel. The moment you get Killer Instinct, you move. In fact, you don't hear any injury noises around Shack. Very likely. Oh, never mind. The aura reading on the left. So important. Injured party. Here they are. That could be Oshiro. Skulls. Oh, dodging the 5 skulls. Very, very, very good stuff. Hopefully it's all for naught. Mage hand up there. Do you get around for the M1? Big mind game. Oh, well played. You're not on the clock here. You're very happy to keep them on that tile, and there's a dying state. And that will be GG. So, the best the Ghoul can do is get the 1 point by matching the 12 hook stages and getting the tie. Great start from the Lich. Nostromo for Ghoul. God help us. Right, so probable spawn point is maybe over this side of the ship, if one were to guess. And... oh my god. Ghoul! And there's a reason they're the heel of the tournament. Because they get hits like that. It's absolutely abominable what Ghoul is able to do. And you've seen it immediately there. Felix has every right to be furious. Finds a pallet. Well played. They point and they say that was never a hit. I agree. The Ghoul camp obviously will not. Leaping around, not getting the pallet. Let's dying state. Okay. So an early hook for the Ghoul. A much better start for them than Vecna was able to enjoy. If I was on the receiving end of that hit as Survivor, I would be crashing out to an absurd degree. I'd be gone. I'd be gone. I'd be hitting the roof. Okay. So, there's a Survivor on this gen. Oh, not quite able to swing through for the injury. Oh, finesse! Unbelievable play from V with finesse there. And looking for the leap, and doesn't quite get it. V doing some great work here, but there's your injury. And they still fancy themselves on this pallet, so Ghoul gonna kick. Ghoul gonna kick and follow up here, and someone around here, so why not take another free hit if it's available? And maybe, just maybe, an opportunity for a dying state. Wow, you gotta be burning those pallets against Ghoul. So another hook, again served up a little bit on a silver platter here for Ghoul. pain res. I have a feeling about this gen. The Ghoul is incorrect. There's another injury on Felix. Felix most definitely having a Ghoul game here. We at the World Cup wish him all the very best. And taking a hit is Claudette. Boone in play, gonna snuff that. But all of a sudden, Ghoul has 3 injured parties, someone on hook, looking pretty damn good for them. And you can't be making a move like that in the World Cup. It's simply not gonna work. Right. Chance for another pain res over here. Maybe hits on this gen. Maybe there's another gen far along somewhere out there. But if anyone were hoping that the Ghoul would get a humbling in the World Cup, it does not seem to be the case in the early stages. Moving over to kick this pallet. Very likely to have been Shadow Step. Very likely to have been Shadow Step. On that Boone for sure. As Felix makes a good move there. Got a pallet. Not going to burn it. We go to the window. Pivots left immediately. Keeps on moving. Flees the tile. Ghoul back on him. Closing the gap nicely. And that will be with endurance. With the deep wounds. The men status. No chance of dead hard. And immediate. M1 for the dying state. It is going to be the 4th hook. And not a single gem has completed. Our worst fears are becoming realized. Ghoul is going to be in very strong shape moving into round 3 unless something very, very, very strange happens here. Flee it, run from it. Ghoul arrives all the same. Okay, an embarrassment of riches here from Ghoul. Is anyone going to go for the basement unhook at this point? Why not check out the area? If they're not here, it's going to be a kill in basement, presumably. There's a Boone in play. The last Boone was over here. Is it over here once more? It is. There goes the survivor. Try and move to basement. It's a death in basement. It's teabags from Claudette. It's horror from V. It is disharmony in the ranks. It is Ghoul. It is Ghoul. It is Ghoul. It is Ghoul. And it's a sad, sad thing. Here's the thing, and maybe the one thing that's keeping the Lich camp optimistic. Nostromo has no Killer Shack. The Hatch Killer Shack offering does not do anything for you. Hatch can spawn anywhere. So V, with no hooks, will have a sincere shot at making this a 9-hook game. If Ghoul can't find them, there is still peril. Obviously, Ghoul is very fast, able to survey a lot of the map, but it just means, oh, when they find the survivor, what are the odds? It isn't over. It isn't over, but it's damn close, taking the injury there before they're able to get live out there, and they run right back into the Ghoul. Nothing good can come of this, and that will be a 12-hook stage performance without breaking a sweat for Ghoul. They've immediately become a deep playoff contender. Deary me. Five gens are left. 5 generators are left. Moving back the curtain, taking a step away. I've not played Ghoul in months. I'm not a great killer. 4K with 5 gens left. Starting the most outrageous hit of all time. Never a hit on you there, Felix, at the beginning. I am so sorry. GG, well played. Good luck with next. Deary, deary me. Let's move it on over to the spreadsheet. Deary me. Lich got 12 hook stages. Ghoul matches it effortlessly. So, the Lich gets his first point of the campaign. Ghoul, 12 hook stages, also with a point. As we move over to Mastermind versus Freddy. Both of them perfect so far in the campaign, both of them with 12 hook stage 4Ks. We'll see how they match up here. Alright, Garden of Joy for Wesker. Non-ideal match for really any killer, to be perfectly honest with you. But he's shown that he's a little bit map-proof, is Wesker. Just keeps on getting good results. Historically, the strongest killer in the World Cup through the last 3 iterations of the tournament. Try to do the same here. Immediate Shack Pallet is absolutely wonderful. Oh, and they didn't like that. Disharmony in the ranks. Double injury for Wesker. They're pointing at Laurie saying no, no, no. Oh my giddy aunt, this is outrageous for Wesker. It's going to get 2 dying states out of it. Wow. You cannot give Wesker a gift like that. Laurie Strode burning the pallet on Killer Shack was pretty bad. V giving him a dying state and 2 dying states at that. Even worse for the team. That is a first. That is a first in World Cup history, and you cannot give Mastermind a gift like that.
Just started.
Unbelievable. And I'm hearing from the Freddy camp they are playing with the board to take a view on this, call the game null and void, and the board are deliberating. Wesker will play on, the board are deliberating. Okay, all he can do for the time being is keep doing what he's doing. On Yui, taking an injury. Maybe a bound hit. Ooh, as they burn the pallet. Bit of panic there from Yui. They don't vault. That was ridiculous. There's your dying state. I'm hearing from the board. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm okay, thank you. No, we're doing fine. Is that right? I'm sorry to hear that. To shreds, you say? Okay. Okay, yep. Yep, yep. Uh-huh. Okay. We play on. The game is valid. Wesker did enough to elicit the pallet drop. That is a DBD move. The game plays on, much to the disdain of the Freddy camp, as if Wesker needed any more help. Okay, as the bot, Laurie Strode, running into the corner. Right into the tree. Where do they go from here? Nowhere at all. Nowhere at all. Dead hard! Unbelievable from the bot. Wesker didn't see it coming. The medium vault. The grab. Sparing his blushes somewhat. Back to the hook here. Second hook for Loribot. Gem movement over here. Have the team given up? They were kind of sticking on the gem, but they move away from it. And they keep on pointing as if Wesker's going to do anything else other than play his best game. Dearie me. The team are assuming they're facing up against a different killer. There's no fun and no frivolity here. It's the World Cup. There's movement on Gen. Ninja Party. Wesker pushes them away. Back to the hook. As they do a little moonwalk on the pallet. Not going to be fooled by that is Wesker. Another hook here. Something between these survivors. I think it's very simple. I think it's Laurie Strode burning Shack Pallet immediately. V taking umbrage with that. And in doing so, giving away 2 dying states. Listen, let's just put them all out of their misery here. Get the grab and move things along. It takes a lot to feel bad about a World Cup game, but this is what's going on here, as there's no wiggling, no movement, no energy in the team, no will to continue, and Mastermind is feasting. Absurd game for Mastermind. It is just a run around. He's just doing cardio. He's just running laps at this point. And unless there is something truly strange with the hatch, it looks like it will be the 4K. They are going to wiggle here, so this will not be a hook. And the issue is, you've got a complete dead zone behind you. Argument that maybe you could slug this if you're Wesker. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh! Okay, well they mustn't have been actually struggling then, because I failed to see how you do not wiggle off the shoulder without Iron Grasp in a situation like that. No matter. Laurie Strode. Injure party to the right. Laurie Strode over here. Oh! The Volt. A good idea from Laurie. Just sends Wesker flying. Getting the Getting the M1. Somewhat incredible that in a game as ridiculously kid-faithful as this, Wesker somehow found a way to make himself look foolish. He won't mind that. He'll get the hook. Back to the corner. 2 survivors left. Both death hook. Just gotta be thinking about ways to deny Hatch here if you're Wesker. Remember, Garden of Joy, this is a Hatch in shack situation. Okay, a little nod of approval. And then moving on to the next. Almost sent them flying through that doorway. With apologies for how the game has gone, Wesker will take his hook. Wait for Hatch, which spawns inside on Garden of Joy. He's 99.9% certain of that. And on to the end game. See what he can do. No way out. So vital here. There it is. Okay. And if you're Wesker here, you really can just guard Hatch and wait for No Way Out to tell you where the survivor is. Playing things very cautiously. You do not want to give away a key. A key Hatch here would be horrendous and it would give Freddy a way in. Hatch opening inside shack, is that new or a Garden of Joy thing? There's some maps in which the hatch spawns inside shack. Obviously Garden of Joy. I'm trying to think of other examples. And I can't immediately. Generally. Eerie as well, there you go. Generally, it's going to be outside hatch. It's going to be on the non-window side of hatch. Can't be dozing against Freddy. It's true. It's true. And at this point, even if they do tap the gate, it seems like with the full stacks of No Way Out, there's no way you're opening it in time, right? How long is No Way Out in terms of blocking the gate panel? It's at least 40 seconds. Plus 20 seconds, presumably, to open the gate, unless it's resilience or wake up or something. So, it will be a 4K for Wesker. And there might be a little bit of chat in the post-game. Directed at Wesker or otherwise. 60 seconds max for No Way Out. Unbelievable. Okay, Wesker's ridiculous World Cup form continues. It's another 12 hook stages. GG. Wesker has just played Freddy in Cold Wind. See what we can do here. Get some pallets out there early doors. No movement over there. Got to imagine there's a chance of Killer Shack. No? Okay, so the survivor's probably in that corner. All things considered. Are you willing to teleport to test the theory? I think so. Yeah. Good call. That'll be live, unfortunately. Sending them over here. And they're going to stay away from the Dream Pallet. No, they're not. There's the burn. Try and push them back to that pallet. Nah. They fall back over. They know their stuff. Maybe snare here could be good. And that is a dream pallet. Could have taken advantage of that, but didn't. At least the snare connects. Injury there. Another dream snare out there. I said another dream snare out there. There it is. Doesn't connect, but it should still be a dying state. There it is. And honestly, even if the pallet stun happens, at least you got rid of Shack pallet, you know. Gonna go for pain res, Fred. Not the greatest of starts. Oh, a body block could be pretty bad. Get the pallet burn out there. Nope. No matter. One body block maybe saves Claudette. They might be a little bit upset that that didn't happen for them. Trying to keep an eye on where Dwight has gone. The sleep effects for Freddy actually a bit tough. Okay, they're still on this pallet. Good stuff. Good injury! Didn't burn it, and now they're in trouble. Dream snare. Right in the middle. Right up Main Street. Doesn't quite connect. I don't think they get to this window. No! Dying state there. Maybe check on the hook just to make sure they're not healing under it. There was someone waiting in the wings, maybe for a Sabo play. No injury, but the pallet's gone. Okay. Ooh, don't teleport, don't teleport. Switch to pallet. Plonk that down. Pick up Dwight and away you go. Okay. Not an awful start for Fred. Some key pain, another key pain res hook here to keep it a 4-gen situation. I mean, we've had an embarrassment of riches in the previous 2 games. Now we're seeing a slightly more competitive game, which is more of the norm. See how he fares. Okay. Nothing there. Does the pallet get anyone? Worth a go, but they were long gone before there was a chance. Before there was a chance for the pallet to do its business. Doomsday doesn't quite connect. Just run through. Good dying state there. The only injured party, it makes sense that Freddy would go right for Dwight, knowing the kind of game he needs here to match the 4K. Okay, there was movement here before. Maybe get a pallet down there and maybe one here as well. Need to be a little bit careful if you're Fred. These dream pallets are not risk-free. They do give injuries, but they can also be used as pallets if you let them. They're going to keep on moving here. And that either connects or they dodge it. It seemed like it connected and made them asleep. And they medium bolts. And is there a chance you can get that pallet out there? They've fled it for sure. Worth a go in case they were caught sleeping. So there's a bit too much movement here. Freddy's liking. Dwight is somewhere. Dwight is somewhere over there. Lost the survivor. Never got rid of the boon as well, so Shadow Step could be a bit rough. Freddy here. There's the hindrance. And doesn't do enough to stop the pallet vault. Oof. Let's go upstairs. Interesting. Good to know about the snare. And, oh, you thought they were maybe moving through the pallet there. There's no such thing. Okay, need to get back to Shack. Not that one. Oh, annoying thing about Freddy. And one of the things that I think is an annoyance with him in general. If you find the wrong gen to teleport to, and you teleport to it for even a second, you need to wait for a lengthy cooldown before you can go again. One of several grievances I have. Regardless, this isn't about me, this is about him. Big gen moving there. And there is Michaela. Barely seen Michaela this game. Will be Dream Snare here. Send it down the middle. Does connect. And just allows him to get a medium bolt. Unfortunate. Presumably a drop here. Yep. Good dodge. Did they go window with that? You thought they would. You thought they'd be high on the adrenaline from enlisting the whiff with the snare, but fair play to them. They do not go for the window. They'll have the pallet here. They don't burn it. That's outrageous from Michaela. That's unbelievable from Michaela. Maybe wasn't convinced of it being a fake pallet. I don't know. I don't know what went on there. Got to get pain res now. 2 gens remaining. Very tough situation. And maybe check on the upstairs gen. No movement. Okay. Do a quick bit of house management and he'll be on his way. Wrong way. Wrong way. Back here. Okay, so Claudette on the gen. You've really got to try and find Dwight here. You want this to be a 3 survivor game as soon as possible if you're going to have any hope at all of bringing this back. Did that connect? Not 100% sure. That just misses to the right. Live for them. So that's not a chase that Freddy's going to consider. There's Dwight. Okay. This is what he needs. That just misses. Trying to get the pallet down. Not quite able to. Pallet there, but Dwight gives it a wide berth, and they'll get a real pallet in here. It's even worth spending time on these pallets. He's not getting anything going with them. Dwight has somehow vacated the premises. Back in shack. Okay, the vault? No. Wrong button. Leading the dream snare, found the pallet. Oh, dearie me. It is a ridiculously bad game for Fred, especially considering how well he did in the first round, and especially considering the kind of game that Wesker had against him. Whiffing all over the place, including with that dream snare. Needs the injury. Gets it. And pallet here, never burnt. Up there. They keep on moving. Lovely pallet here. Just finding all the real pallets. Plenty of pallet breaking. But in none of the areas that he's been in, and that will not connect. Dwight gets away. And burning that won't do anything. We're burning this. Get a kick. It won't. Dwight makes a good move. Vault this. Not going to put up any pallets now. Right, it'll be a dying state. It'll be a kill. Firing dead hard, which would have been ruinous there. But there's the last gen. You're hoping to find someone and maybe make Blood Warden happen. There's a reason you're running these add-ons as Fred. You have the capacity to teleport to a gate panel. You'll do so here. Oh, and there you go. No Ed in play. Okay, another party around here. It is not over. It is not over at all. On the other gate panel. When can he teleport? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Maybe let them open it. Do they leave? If they leave, it's all over for Fred. They leave. They leave. Unfortunate. A spread of pressure across multiple gates. And honestly, a deserved loss for Freddy, a deserved win for Mastermind. This game just did not go right from the very beginning. What a shame. What a shame. With the benefit of hindsight, and with how far away the teleport was, maybe should have picked up immediately, waited for them to open the gate, and then got the hook for Blood Warden. You know, difficult to say in the heat of the moment. So that is 9 hook stages for Fred. Mastermind, 2 wins, 24 hook states, 6 points. Absolutely perfect. For him, Freddy suffers his first loss. 21 hook status is there. So, after round 2, in Group A, Mastermind has the sole lead of Group A, and it isn't even close. 6 points, 24 hooks, he's been perfect. Then in joint second place, Lich and Freddy, 21 hooks apiece, 1 point apiece. Trickster, Did not play in round 2, has 1 game to his name. A draw, and Ghoul also 1 point to his name there. So, first outing for Huntress. A fan favourite, Knight versus Huntress. Here we go. Alright. Knight on RPD. Sorry for the radio silence. Knight on RPD. Probably didn't want to send the Carnifex out there. Needs to get a better grip on what guards he wants for which situations. There's the Knight. That was the wrong guard for the wrong job. Okay, sending the Jailer out, putting some pressure there. Kick on the pallet. Guard doesn't actually connect with the chase. It didn't get sent out, it got cancelled. Things are going from bad to worse for the Night Camp. The Night Camp have been training their guy endlessly. They were confident that he'd put some of the mental errors to rest, and he has bungled almost immediately. He's cycling through the guards, he's not finding a way to get it out there. Okay, there we go. And the patrol. There you go, that's what they need to be doing. It's the wrong guard again! It's the Carnifex! What's he playing at? He's playing so diabolically, he's even getting me, your humble commentator, riled up. Right. Off over to the left. A slow vault. Actually a good play from Maria. Will be countered by the Knight. There's the M1. Okay. Assassin seems like a good shout. Gonna send it. They're in the room again, potentially. Nope. They've gone. Brilliant. Back to the interrogation room, Jen. Which is the only pressure point the guard knows about right now. Dwight takes a chase. Burns the pallet. While screaming. That's a neat trick. Okay. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Why did they... okay, look. This is not going well for the Knight. Things are not looking good. It's not a fun experience. 2 gens have gone. We can only pray that the three remaining pop quickly and put him out of his bloody misery. What a nightmare. What an awful killer. What a despicable addition to the World Cup, making a mockery of the entire tournament with his very presence as Knight. Huntress camp, put the champagne on ice. Put the champagne on ice, have a few. You will not need to be on top of your game to defeat this sordid loser. Right, anyway. Knight, again, ill-advisedly sends out the Carnifex. Patrols there, needs to connect. Doesn't. Back to the gen. Getting the kick out there, needing some more rooting. An injury! They said it couldn't happen. He's made it happen. Can he follow it up with a good assassin play here? Will that connect? No. So Knight has to go and do the job himself. Hoping that they just fake out the vault enough. And they do. There you go. Dying state for the Knight. He is not going to go hookless this game. He will get on the board. And who knows what might happen from then on. Not the Sabo! Not the Sabo! He's going hookless! He's going hookless! He's going home with his tail between his legs! They get another Sabo for good measure. He's got to get the assassin out there. He sends the assassin out there. He's cancelled the assassin! He's cancelled the assassin, and I'm cancelling the Knight. The Knight is cancelled for sheer base incompetence. We cannot suffer someone as incompetent as this to hold a public platform. Good. Stun to the face of the Knight. That's what he deserves. He's got to get a hook. He's got to learn. So he's got to keep on V here. Sending out the assassin. Can the guards do what the knight has failed to do? There's the chase. Very important chase there. Are they going to go upstairs? Yes, they are. Knight is going to try and play a mind game. We'll look out for this, everyone. This should be good. The guard gets a dying state. Can Knight get one, open brackets, one hook? Going over to find the dying state survivor. Where are they? Have you lost them? Have you lost them, Knight? Have you lost them? Don't look in the corner, you piece of shit. Go and find the survivor. You've lost them, haven't you? They're at the gate now. They're going to get out. I can't remember the last time there was a zero hook performance, Knight. I really can't. But I think you've managed to do it. Send out a guard. Yeah, send out a guard. See what good this does you. I'm sure this will turn everything around. Right, needs to find the survivors here. Needs to find the survivors. Needs to do something. Show me what you can do. Figure out what it is that you do, Knight. No one's going to figure it out for you. Sending out the jailer. Over to the gates. Long patrol. Actually not a bad shout. Doesn't do anything, of course. You're going to be teabagged to oblivion on the line, are you, Knight? And you're going to deserve it. You're going to absolutely deserve it. Just a complete lack of respect from the team. Hang on. Don't give him a free hook, everyone. Oh, he was almost rewarded for his sheer incompetence. Is he going to get a Mori? No way. Oh, of course not. Of course not. This customer can't do a damn thing. Go to the spreadsheet. It's a donut. It's a bagel. It's absolutely nothing for the Knight. What an absolutely horrible performance. Don't even look at me. I don't want to talk to you, Knight. Okay. A pretty beatable score for the Huntress here. If they do nothing, if they just look at the sky for 10 minutes, they will secure a point. If they get a hook at any point, the Huntress is in the win column. So, a very, very beatable score for the Huntress. You get a hook, you get a win. Let's see if she can do it. Grave of Glenvale. Not a bad map for Huntress. Again, the requirement is so low. You could put her in a Hall of Mirrors and she'd probably still find a way to beat zero hooks. Do a bit of map management. Find your opening gen. How swiftly can she get the victory? With plays like that, pretty damn swiftly. It's a good dodge. And, assuming she makes it to the hook. Huntress gets the win. Well done. A resilient effort from the Knight. Huntress just able to persevere and do enough to secure the 3 points. Now playing purely for hook differential, which is important. She will not want to take her foot off the gas here. There is still so much to play for. As there is a Jonathan Byers, I think, behind this rock. Yeah, it's a Steve, sorry. Sorry, Steve, I'm so sorry. No drop, well played from Steve. The M1 could be on the table, it is. And looking to deny the pallet save. And she will be able to. So, 2 hooks. She has gone from having infinite times the number of hooks of Knight to having double infinite times the number of hooks of Knight. Good stuff. There's scratch marks with me here. There's Nancy. Just a very, very audacious play to be making. Ooh, faking out the window well. Going for the unhook. They won't make it happen. There's another dying state. Clearly a very good looking situation here. Could be DS. Didn't anticipate TS with how they played it there, to be honest with you. It didn't look like a dying state that they wanted to happen. Or were comfortable with happening. As there's your unhook. So, let's try and go for the party who got the unhook here. As there goes Huntress Lullaby. Don't feel like that's going to make too much of a difference here. As Huntress has found Steve, unfortunately. But he did want the unhooking party as opposed to... Okay. As opposed to the one who got unhooked. It's a damn shame. It seemed like Nancy was kind of clocked out of that one. And that'll be your first kill. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. It's Steve Harrington down here. No hatchets, but no hatchets required. Well. It's an absurd start. Earnestly, some territorial imperative value there. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Telling you about the strength in shadows, Steve. Healing right there. There's Jonathan Byers. Hello. It's all going wrong for the team. Oh, good dodge from John. And it is a real privilege to be able to see some effective killer gameplay here after I don't even know what to how to describe what we just saw of Knight. It was not killer gameplay. A carrier bag wafting in the breeze would be more lethal. Legitimately. Gem pops over here. It is V. Somewhere out there, in the back of your mind, if you're Huntress, you are thinking about Killer Shack, you are thinking about Hatch. Are they going to consider the unhook, or are they already looking ahead to a Hatch situation as Jonathan begins to give up? So, Hatch game likely. I'm just going to place herself right by it. Again, hook differential. All important here. WADA investigating Knight for D-ranking on stream. Just getting my MMR lower. Right. There's V. Good injury. Deny Hatch. Hatch isn't in Shack! What's gone on? Both Survivor and Killer thought it would have been in Shack. It spawned elsewhere somehow. Was there a competing Hatch offering? Oh dear. Well, that could have been very ruinous. As it stands, 12 hook stages for the Huntress. Possibly someone else ran an offering. Possibly a main offering. It would have to be, right? Have a listen. Well, there it is. So yeah, presumably a Hatch in main building offering, and that is an unbelievable win for the Huntress. Pathetic way to play. They didn't see the night game. You think that's pathetic? Roll it back 10 minutes, Steve. Deary me. Deary me. GG, well played. Good luck with next. Right. So the Knight's dismal campaign continues. 2 games, 3 hooks. That is an average, everyone, of 1.5 hooks per game for the Knight. Let's zoom in a little bit. 2 games for the Knight, 2 losses, 3 hooks. That is an average of 1.5. It needs to be repeated because it is a staggering level of ineptitude. Right, we will do Spirit versus Executioner. A very interesting game. Both Spirit and... No, sorry. Spirit on 3 points. Executioner suffered a loss in round 1. A surprise loss for the Executioner. They'll be looking to bounce back. Okay. Spirit on the Crotus Pren. Thinking possibly early Shack movement. If not, you're going to skirt around the right-hand side. Could be over there as well, in all sincerity. Start here. Check on the area. Horrible spawn for her totem, by the way. Don't be surprised if that gets cleansed immediately. Never mind, it's haunted ground. Brilliant spawn for the totem. Delighted if that gets cleansed immediately. Okay, so presumably gen movement here. Yep. An immediate injury on Meg. Okay. So decent find. Early doors from Spirit. Happy to have that be burnt. They flee the scene. Going to be a phase. Looks like they're going to keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. And not quite doing enough. Vault, they might vault back. They do. Good play from Spirit. Anticipating the panic that they'd have. There is someone else here. Looking for a torch save. It's Jake. Question becomes, do you slide as Spirit? Honestly, with Jake being kind of hemmed in on that tile, maybe you're happy to take the hook and then take the chase with Jake. Seems like a plan, and that's what she's going to do. Was a painless hook right there. Maybe she's going to regret not going for that. As Jake gets into blind. Oh, and Spirit does well to locate him. The injury noise is playing their part. Now, is this the time for the pain res? It would have to be, right? And you do still keep this a 5-gen game. Good stuff for Spirit. Now, if you're really putting the pressure on, how about seeing if someone's going to move in for the save? Doesn't look like it immediately. Okay, so swing through main. Trying to find the gen, trying to catch someone out here. As there's pain res. Okay, pain res. And still regressing, so the survivor clearly moving in for the unhook. Okay. A shame that she wasn't able to pick up on those scratch marks. Still a pretty decent situation here. As they also move in for the unhook over here. Okay. It says Jake. The person who got the unhook is heading to Shack. And slow vault through the window. Good call. And away they go. We have a slow period of play for Spirit after a very quick start. Didn't want to tunnel, didn't want to go after the injured parties, and might be paying the price for that right now. Oh, as they just momentarily stop their scratch marks. That's enough to throw the Spirit off. Getting rid of the pallet. And a nice injury here. Big mistake from Nia, just circling around, staying on their path. Didn't expect the move from the Spirits on that one. They drop down. That's a bit of a gimme, okay. Now another pain res here does exceptional things for this game state, and a really, really good spawn right there. Not the fastest start, but just doing enough to keep on top of this game state. And going over to this gen, which she knows is a point of pressure. Moving quite a lot. Do they get it? Oh, the grab! The DC! Are they committing to it? Whoa, slugging. She's slugging. She wants to keep it all on side. She's going for it all, and she'll get it all. Unbelievable stuff from Spirit. The DC from Meg, they did not like that grab. And there's your hook. What an unbelievable passage of play for Spirit. Oh, the bots crawl onto the pallets now. Interesting. Here's the thing. Meg struggling off here. If the bot goes for the unhook, that could be very good for Spirit. Very punishable. Where are they going? Neither here nor there. They're going to the pallet. They're fleeing the pallet. There's the phase. Oh, well played from the bot. And the teabags from the bot. They know what they've done. Got to be a drop here. And decent enough move. Not an awful pallet here. Because of that room, and the bot can't quite handle that. So still 5 gens remaining. Here's the thing. Meg has a pain res token. It may stay at 5 gens with this hook. That's absurd. A scream from Jake. Are they in Shack? There is movement here. There goes Jake. Not going to burn the pallet. Spirit is keeping up the pressure phenomenally well here. info, V-Tech. If you keep on that, you might get the window. Instead, they're trying some silliness and doesn't quite work out for them. 2 vaults the window, 1 more and it's blocked. Oh, good fake out from Jake. Okay, going phase. Moving in. Now be all she wrote. A gen will finally pop. But that probably is not going to worry the spirit too much. Another hook here. Second hook stage for Jake. And eyes on the survivor here. Possibly Meg. It is Meg, and that's great news. The bot here, hopefully not going to put up too much resistance to spirits. Chance for a kill. Looking for the injury here. She gets it. Turning the corner just to keep an eye on where Meg's gone. Up ahead. Decent moves. Okay. Gets the bot, probably just let him burn the pallet. Not a lot of mind gaming to be done. Maybe the phase could have been good there. Well, hey, listen, here's the thing. The bot is putting up something of a fight. It's still well worth going for. Hold on. What a grab. What a grab. Sensed an opportunity. The last pain res token. 4. And just as there's a thought of maybe the bot is running for long enough to get a couple of gens out there, turn the tide of this game, the spirit slams the door on any such notions. Great play. Might get the bot here as well. Just going to get caught on the wall. Won't connect with them. This bot is doing enough to find the pallets and keep the chase going. It's quite extraordinary. And they're just nowhere to be seen. And a gen does still pop. Is the bot going to win this for the team? It still makes sense to go after the bot. Where's the bot gone? Double background here. This bot is making the spirit look absolutely foolish. She's got to leave. And another gen pops. They're in the locker? What's this bot doing? The bot, in all sincerity, thank God for the gen popping when it did. Thank God for Rancor intel there. The bot, in all sincerity, has brought the survivors back. And this is a phenomenally strange game state right now. Feeling reasonably comfortable as a spirit. Reasonably. But you would not have needed that qualifier 5 minutes ago. Things have turned. And I think the team senses it too. Jake going for the double blind. Sniffing blood in the water. You'd love if your spirit to get a second dying state here, but you don't know if you're going to do it. Jake flees Shack. And becomes Michaela. Need to not find the pallet here. Hopefully the map depleted enough by the bots. Seems like it. Phasing to the right. Still have this pallet. Not going to go for that one. And not really having the clinical phases that she was enjoying in round 1, but it doesn't matter. Strange pathing from the team are handing this game back to the spirit. The bot would never. Because that's a 2 survivor situation. Is there movement upstairs? There's scratch marks downstairs. Worth a look. Just a pool of scratch marks and no clear indication of where the survivor went. Do you think? Okay, well, delighted to have some intel, at least. If you're the spirit, you suppose that's where you're going to go. Okay, well, Jake, very sportingly, giving a click, letting spirit know what's going on. Like we've been saying, they're confident now. Oh, they're very confident now. The bot has shown them the keys to the kingdom, and they know that it's possible. Going for the phase. They don't go back into Shack. In fact, Spirit Phase is in front of them, and Jake willingly runs in for the injury. Do they know what's going on here? They're aware, they're aware. Good play from Jake. I'll be thinking about a pallet drop. Okay, the confidence misplaced on that one. So that would be Death Hook. Now the question becomes, can Spirit deny Hatch? Needs to get over there as quickly as possible. Hatch spawns outside on this one. Okay, now we see the difference between 10 hook stages, beatable, and 12 hook stages. This is a very, very important passage of play. Ideally, you know, maybe Spirit's made a huge mistake. Maybe you don't go after Jake. Maybe you should have found a way to go after Nia. Save Jake for the endgame, who is Rancor, exposed, and Moriable. Will that come back to bite her? We'll see. Glancing at the gate panel, nothing going on there. Walk back conventionally to this gate panel, then phase back is probably got to be the way. They're horrible gates just in terms of the debris, the objects that are blocking your line of sight. 2 lights. 3 lights right now shouldn't be enough. Shouldn't be enough. GG. It was close. It was close. And the bot made it an actual game instead of a coronation, which is what it was looking like in the early running. Regardless, 12 hook stages, well done to the Spirit. Okay, so Executioner. And this is a really important game for him, like we were saying. Honestly, probably a favourite entering the tournament. Has done a lot of good stuff over the years. But suffered a loss in round 1, and now staring down the barrel of another. I'm not sure about the probabilities, but if you get 0 points out of your opening 2 games, it's really difficult to see a path into the playoffs for you. So this seems like a vital point that the Executioner will need to pick up, and he'll have to do it on Gideon. No movement here. Gonna go all the way to the other corner. No movement there either. Okay. Shame about the patrol. No gen movement there. Very likely to be this gen or this one. And it is this one. Or at least this is one of the gens that are moving. And here's your opening chase. Okay. Maybe would have been a good opportunity for the kick there. Pallet burn is fine. Get rid of that. And yeah, Executioner's going to go back, get the kick, get the benefit of Nowhere to Hide, get the benefit of Trail of Torment. Try and move this one along. As you only see one aura, is this survivor over here? Good opportunity. And they've just seen him, unfortunately. Gonna go for an M2. It connects. They stay there. Well, that is huge for Executioner. Good injury. Okay, needed that. Needed that after a relatively slow start. Over to the hook, and he is in play. Okay, first hook. An important hook for Nemesis. Seems like there was some bathroom gen movement now. There was indeed. Lots of movement. Going for an M2. You knew you didn't want to go any further than that if you're Executioner. Just sending it on the off chance that it connects. It does not. Right, so safe around there. Make like you're not seeing him if you're Executioner, but then this could really provide a good opportunity for an injury. Never mind. Okay. Damn shame. Wasn't able to close them down. Didn't know where they went, and now not able to pressure the unhook either. And a gem pops. Troubling times for the Executioner. Again, in a game in which they really can afford very few errors. Bounce landing! Tried to M1 as soon as he fell. Does nothing of the sort. Okay. We'll try and head back to the bathroom gen, which presumably is moving with Sable, who did very well with her stealth. Try and get an injury out there. No joy. You want to kick on a delay anyway to get Tread of Torment back out there. And does that give you any aura reading whatsoever? It doesn't. The one thing you'd maybe expect or hope for on Gideon, as there is a fall, maybe someone going back to basement. The one thing you'd maybe expect or hope for is a bit more aura reading. Not quite getting that. M2. Really trying to make some plays here, but not landing true so far for the Executioner. As I say, we're going right back to the bathroom. Take some torment, but that is not enough. Executioner needs hooks. Needs them fast. Not going to get the M2 here. Not going to get the M1 here. Got to go after them. And just fake that out. Yeah, M1. Good stuff. As there isn't Nia, also tormented. Another thing about Gideon can be absolutely ruinous for hooks. As you're seeing here. Oh my god, and it's a 1-gen game. Listen, it's not been a great start, but that is a remarkable bit of gen pressure. Maybe the quickest set of gens we've seen all tournament long, and that is not what Executioner needed here. Need the M2 before they get stairs. You don't get it. You don't get it. And that's a damn shame. And now if you're Executioner, you might just be looking ahead and saying, how can I keep everyone in the trial for as long as possible? They found themselves a decent tile here. No pallet there, thankfully. Pallet up ahead. Get the M1. Are they going to do the same thing again? Worth testing the waters for Executioner here. Nope. They change up their pathing. Good shout from them. If you have trouble with scratch marks, run this add-on. You know, you're not losing them amid all this, you know. Oh, and the M2 would have been great if that connected. And they've just fled the scene. You've got to move back. You can't give away the gens. Too easily. Too quickly. 4 have gone already. 1 more and it could be curtains for Nemesis. So goes Sable. Cutting ahead to them. Okay, M1 on the table. A good chase to take, insofar as the cage is a possibility. You need to move through these chases as efficiently as you can. And the M2 doesn't connect, and there goes the gen. It has been an awful game. 2 hooks is not what you need if you're Executioner. And doesn't follow Sable at all there. The M2 drifts to the right. You got to stay on them, the only injured party. But what are you hoping for here? You're hoping for the most altruistic team of all time. I don't know if you're going to get it. I don't even know if you're going to get the dying state here. Let alone them going for the save. Right. Should be able to get the dying state. My god, what a run from Sable. And it's not over, by the way. The M2 goes wide. Away with M2 there. The gates are open. As soon as anyone leaves, it's all over for Nemesis. Nemesis, Executioner. Sorry, Nemesis. You're not embroiled in this one. It's a great dodge from Sable. They ran into the box, but it didn't matter. And the M2 doesn't connect. So they find a way out of that room to the stairs. They're out of the room. They don't find the stairs. Bought the pallet. Just not finding a way. These are Knightian levels of gaming here, and I do not say that lightly. Executioner channeling is in a Knight. Sable gets a distance, gets to the gate, and unless he can pull out an absolutely astonishing M2 here, it's all over. Ridiculous. GG. Crouches from Nia Carlson, who did absolutely nothing, but he deserves them. Wow, what an atrocious game. And now just clean up as V dances on the line. GG. 2 hooks for Executioner. And he's not out of it mathematically. But it's difficult to see a way forward for him. Spirit! However, what a tournament so far. 6 points, 24 hook stages. Let's sort this group. Spirit on top with 6 points and 24 hooks. Great start to her campaign. Nemesis and Huntress joint second. Perfect so far. Both only played 1 game apiece. Executioner and Knight on the bottom. 0 points to both their names. Executioner has 9 hooks to the Knight's dismal 3. Deary, deary, deary me. Alright. Now, hopefully, raising the bar for killer gameplay here as we go to Group C. Myers, Legion, Unknown Pig. We start with Myers in his first game post-rework. Be interesting also to see the direction that Legion goes with their build. Toba landing for new, reworked Michael Myers. Okay. Game on. Immediately going to look to build up that stalk meter. Benefit from the unstacked ability as well. Bit of movement here. Won't be a grab, unfortunately. Get the stalk out there. Maybe an early Evil Incarnate. Oh, very close. You got it. They vault. Oh, hello. Hold on a second. How's he missed? Would have been easier to hit. When's he able to do it again? Jesus, Michael! Jesus, Michael! Michael! Has everyone been infected by the Knight? What's going on here? He's got a dying state. Good Lord in heaven. Sprint burst. How long's the lunge? Not long enough. Okay, going back to get the pickup. Deary me. Horrendously bungled opening there from Michael. If that's what's to expect from him, maybe the rework wasn't such a happy thing. Right. Pain res in play, and it will hit on this gen. It looked like Hanato got back on it. Get him one, why not? Not in pursuer mode, but take the free hits when they're on offer. And then you go pursuer. You change up your plan. Salt bamboozle, why not? And shouldn't be anything for Hanato to do here, so dying state number 2. Looking, hopefully, for another pain res hook. And he'll find it over here. Nicolas Cage injured and nearby. Maybe healing up in main building. Go stalk mode here. There was big movement upstairs. Grab off the Jane could be on the table. Not quite. Injury there. Okay, time for pursuer mode. Couple of injured party. Well, just one injured party. That's who you're going to go up against. Oh, and they've taken a strange line there. So what do you do with that? You don't go into the main building? You hope there's a pallet up ahead? Risky. Keeping on moving. There's a pallet here. Do they make it? They do not. Very odd pathing there, and that's been punished. Okay. So, a gem pops. Still probably worthwhile to go for pain res at this juncture. Heal onto the hook. Nicolas Cage takes a hit. And gets the pallet stun. And then is looping around the hook. You don't want to do that. That'll be another dying state. Second hook for Nicholas. Not really managing to save best for last stacks there. Chosen to pretty much shun them entirely along with play with your food. No surprises that he's doing so. Got a lot to be dealing with here with the rework, the new gameplay mode. And again, a slightly strange pair of pathing. Gets on the pallet that time. The crouches are absolutely diabolical. after that pallet stun. Michael won't take kindly to that. Could be a little bit of coaxing. It's the most obvious DS of all time, so Michael's going to take the dying state. Go stalk and see if he can find anyone maybe moving a gen in the nearby area. There has been a lot of movement upstairs. There is not any longer. That's still regressing. As there goes other Meg. And getting... Getting Shat Pallet out there. Nothing wrong with that. Vault that for Bamboozle. See what you can do here if you're Mikey. Meg gets picked up. It is what it is. And there goes. Unless there's a twist in the tail here. That would be the first kill. At 4 gens, you've got to feel happy about that if you're Myers. Good stuff. Bit of movement here, not too much. The pickup was over here. The heal, presumably, over here too. Maybe them pivoting over to this gen. Try for one slaughtering strike before Ethan Incarnate's done. Okay, worth a go. Time for pursuer mode for Michael. And no movement there. The gens are very, very slow for now. Enough time for Michael to get here. Bit of movement here, not too much. Maybe it's time for stalk mode, get the unstickability out there. Maybe that coaxes certain parties out of their hiding spots. And there we go. Hanato. Gonna try and commit here. Grab. There it is. Just not paying enough attention. Is Hanato the last? Ooh. Asking a question whether Hanato holds the last Paymers token. Not going to worry about it. Going to just go to the hook. Hope to push Meg away from the gen. Certainly get a kick out there. Turbo landing, maybe a bit of a rough map for stalking. As we're seeing there. Completely stationary, the upstairs gen. This gen's still regressing. Maybe someone gets back on Shack gen, that could be the case. Aha, as Meg moves in. Tries to stop the gen regressing first. No, they don't, they go for the unhook. Hanato. Sprint burst. Strangely played. They were committed to sprint burst in such a way that they ruined Meg's run. Gave them a free injury. This is not the Meg with the extracurricular. Around a pallet, this is the other Meg who's not yet been hooked, so maybe not the most ideal of chases for Michael. Having said that, 4 gens still remaining. You're not too unhappy to take a chase like this. Okay, good stuff. First hook here. This is the Pain Res Hook Survivor, of course. There is movement on the gen upstairs. This will be Meg. Could be a grab. Not a grab. Go pursuer mode as we're falling. And tough to see what you can do here. Unless you've got the most clutch balance landing of all time. Right, and then there was one. What can Hanato do? Gets the unhook. Gets the unhook. Why not get this gem regressing? Michael just wanted to make sure that everything is risk-free. The hook was over here. The unhook. Where'd you go for the heal? Maybe off to the periphery. Maybe not. They got around and they get the unhook again. Okay. It's a great game state. It's certainly not a quick game. Sprint burst here, so no dead hard, presumably. And there we go. 2 survivor situation. 2 gens left. Michael not too concerned by such a situation. All about finding the 2 injured parties, the 2 injured mechs. Maybe sacrificing speed for unstectability. Not a bad idea here. Okay. And then immediately back to pursuer mode. And GG. But still all to play for with the hatch. Of course. So get the hook. And head there as soon as possible. Wait for hatch to spawn, see if there's adrenaline to look forward to. No adrenaline. Big opportunity here. No adrenaline, but no way out either. So you can't just rest on the hatch here. You've actually got to go and patrol these gates all the while if Meg does have a key or finds a key. That could be their play. You could go stealth mode here as Myers. Not give them a terror radius, make the patrol slightly more difficult. But perhaps not worth the speed sacrifice to do so. There they are. Good spot there. Wasn't entirely sure of what he saw. This now should be all over. There you go, the vault, and ooh, well played. Well played from Meg. GG. After a very, very, ludicrous start, to be honest with you. Farcical in its nature. Old Mikey has recovered. And that is the full 12 hook stages. GG. Ooh. It's not the worst Borgo variant, but it's not ideal. Let's see what Legion can do here. This is good. This is a good skin for the weapon as well. Right. Early frenzy potential here. Looking to deny the pallet. Will they be able to? Yes. Well played. Well hit. Killer instinct. Someone to the left of the house. That should be makeable for Legion. In all sincerity. Oh, we're going to have to get the full extent of the lunge out there. No, I just held on to it for too long. In fairness, in the end, they were just a bit behind where they needed to be, unfortunately. No pallet drop is a shame. You're always going to pivot away and get on the gen if you're Legion. And what? Another injury out there. The kick. Fully anticipated. Bit of blast mine with a V waiting in the wings like that. Not again. They'll be wanting an immediate denial here. Good stuff, okay. Not taking the stun. Getting back in the frenzies. Hit there. Looking for the third stack. And they just hold on for too long. So, another hit there. Can you find the remaining survivor? Does someone mend a bit too early? No, this team looks like they know their stuff. Okay, damn shame. We're doing what they need to do. Splitting up, staying apart. They just held off for a second. Is that enough for the hit? Swing through, just in case they hesitate, but they do not. Tough start this for Legion. You got your injuries, but that's a bit of a given for this customer. Need a bit more besides. Frenzy here, just to get the injury as quickly as possible. Should be able to make that happen. Ooh, for a drop of the pallet. Good injury there. Remember, your add-on is very good for kicking gens while in power, so you should do so. A non-deep wounded party over here, heading upstairs. And are they going to vault? Oh, good play from V. This V is no one's fault. This V is no one's fault, and Legion needs to find a way to get a hook. It's been way too long, and the gens are flying discordance again over here. That's a key pressure point for Legion. Swing through. Do they make a mistake? Nope. No such mistake happening here. Got a kick. And there goes a gen. Okay. That gen was highlighted yellow, but there's no movement on it. Oh, because Eruption. That's the problem with Eruption and Discordance. They both highlight the gens yellow, make for a lot of confusion. Hit there. Back over to it. Another injury here. Legion gets it. Finding 3 survivors pretty reliably. Not finding 4, but there we go. Need a hit here. Should be able to get it here. Oh, just waits a bit too long for the lunge. Nightmarish stuff. A dying state yet again going to be denied. Pallet there. Will that do anything for them? They've left it. Injuries everywhere, but not a hook to be seen. Needs to go Frenzy again. You feel like the only way to get a hook against this team is to get the chain hits. Oh, it's nightmarish stuff. Unite in disguise, says the crowd. And it's tough to argue against them. It's been a dismal performance so far for Legion. Will it be another bagel? Will it be another donut? Is it going to be 12-0 to Michael Myers? No, it won't. Dying state there. 2 gens left, however, is not what you want to see before the first hook. Go for the blind. They'll get it. But not before the hook. Okay. Oh, rubbish from Legion. Got absolutely baited hard by the window. Get the kick. Get Pop Goes Weasel out there. This one goes to the pallet. Drops it. The chemical trap. Sure, why not? Why not? For a laugh. Someone else here. God, you wish you hadn't kicked into chemical trap now. Okay. No matter. Another hook here for Legion. And a great Pop Goes a Weasel opportunity. Injured party over here. Burns a pallet. Moving around. Good play, honestly. To choose to vault is pretty difficult in a situation like that. Your instinct is always to fake. They do not. Or they do on that occasion. It's a wrong call. Right. No dead hard, of course. No hooks. So, third hook in play. Could they be turning it around now? An uphill climb, for sure. It would be the comeback of all comebacks. But doing some of the right things. Getting hooks where previously they got none. Tough to anticipate for Legion if the survivor is or isn't going to burn the pallet when they have their arms aloft and they're screaming. You know, that's a tough call to make. A tough read for the Legion. Can't get too upset by it. And, oh, you need the frenzy. Send it. They're going to get the window again. Got the vault after them here. You can't make those hits. Okay. All the way back to the Discordance Gen. 2 people on it. If they start over-committing here, that could be very profitable for Legion, but look at how much distance they get. Splitting up, getting miles apart. It's a team who knows their stuff when it comes to Legion. Unlucky matchup for them. However, maybe a bit of overcommitment here. They've got this pallet again. Did they ever throw that pallet? Doesn't matter. Dying state. Big eruption hit. Pallet right here. Can you stop them committing to this gem with Frenzy? Gotta give it a go. And indeed they will. Who's the better shout? Probably you're a bit closer for Legion. And got a lunge at the last second. Yeah. Couldn't have timed it much better. Just didn't have the distance you need. Alright, come back for the kick. As he unhook, now Legion might sincerely have a route back into this thing. Injured party, death hook party. If you can make this a 3 survivor situation, you suddenly have a chance. And I was just going to try for protection hit here. Frenzy. Cancel. You need the kill. It's that simple. And they just fake out because they were trying to avoid the frenzy hit. That was never on Legion's mind. Getting the dying state there. That gets eruption, but Legion has eyes on only one person. Getting a kill, getting it a 3 survivor situation. Closing down the chase with V. Can they do it? And if so, can they breathe new life into this game? It's the only way to play it. As they find a pallet that was not burnt. Good idea to try and push the survivor back to where the pallet's depleted. Survivor doesn't bite. Very, very wise from the survivor to go where the pallets are. They might not be able to get there. It'll be really close. This could be the game. Oh, my lord. It is a dying state. There is a survivor nearby. Do they get the pallets done? No, they don't. Unbelievable. They're as surprised as I am. It's a kill. There's still 2 gens left. Frenzying back to the gens as quickly as possible. It is all to play for. Legion has played themselves back into it. There's huge movement upstairs. Gotta put a stop to that. Great pop goes a weasel kick. Very important. And away they go. Big movement here too. Oh, but they don't commit. No more kicks for Legion. Okay, well, very wise then. Very important and very grateful they will be that they did kick the upstairs gem. There's a bit of movement here. Not too much to worry about. The only thing they could be hoping for here is live, and indeed they do. But a nice line taken by Legion. Tough to see a way that they get a pallet, but there could be one around here. No, you know it's not dead hard because it was live. Dying state. Big eruption hit upstairs. You know that Hanato's dead because you heard the scream. Gen pops nearby, but there's still hope. There's still hope. And it lies in getting back to that building as quickly as possible. Hook into Frenzy. And this really is game. If you can stop this gen, all of a sudden you got a chance. If they can pop it and it's so close. Oh. And there you go. Less than a second in it, but they just do enough to get the gem. However, you have a hook and 2 injured parties. Oh, you were going to say, as long as they can delay the unhook, Legion has a chance. Now they're really on the clock. Could be a dying state. It is! Absolutely absurd. Okay. They once again have a chance. They will not go down without a fight. The unhook was here. Where do you go if you're looking for the heal? You're not looking for the heal. Go for the gate instead, but you forced them away. V to the left. Okay, great opportunity this. Close this down as quickly as possible. Do they get to this pallet? It's a race to the pallet. Burn it immediately. Oh, well played. And you can't go after them for too much longer because you know that Jake is going to be on this panel. So, need to close this chase down as quickly as possible, but it really seems like they're not going to give up anything here. And nor should they. They go for the window! It might be a huge error. No, they've got live. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh! Live brain! The act of live has brought Legion right back into this again. Okay, so the dying state pickup. By the pallet. They're healing, which is huge for Legion. You really want that. The worst thing you could see would be... Oh, it's unbelievable finesse there. The worst thing would be if they were on the gate. They were not on the gate. V running backwards. Chemical trap is annoying, but not the end of the world. In fact... Vault. Nice. Dying state here. Where's Hanato? So. If Hanato's on this gate, Legion's still in play. If Hanato's going to the other gate, picking up Jake, it's all over. They're not on this gate. Ooh, they're here, though. Injury. My lord in heaven. Gotta end frenzy. Gotta keep on them. Is there any unbreakable here is another question you're asking. Get a kick. You can't let Hanato get to a dying state survivor. It simply can't happen. They don't burn the pallet. Is that because they've got dead hard? You can't test it. My lord, there's still work to be done. Legion still has to get these hooks, but if they can deny hatch, if there's no unbreakable, they have done the near impossible and brought this back from a diabolically bad game state to a potential 12 hook stage performance to salvage the point. Picking up Jake, who is of course closest to the hatch. There's so many things that could still happen here. Where's V? Have they crawled enough that they could maybe make a play for the hatch? No intel perks here to speak of. They will surely remember the hatch. It's the 4% for Hanato for the bot! You can't do this to me! You can't do this to Legion! The 4% for the bot! Where have they gone? They're on the gate! How far along is it? There's a noise! It could be Heartbreak! No, they come off the gate! Good lord, testing! Testing the cardiac system of the Legion here. It will be a hook. It will be a hook. Up they go again. The question once again becomes, can you find V? The only way, if they had Unbreakable, they surely would have used it by now. The only thing they could possibly be hoping for here is hatch. Are they around Shack? Doesn't look like it. Okay, set yourself up by the Shack. Close the hatch. Search for V. And wrap up what has been an absolutely phenomenal matchup here, which looks like it will end in a score draw. There is the threat of adrenaline. There is the threat of adrenaline. Could that come to play? Could that come to pass? What you wouldn't give just to find them right now and set aside any of these concerns. They've found a way to get out of there. They've found a way to escape the Legion's notice. The dying state. Oh, it's already endgame. The gen's already popped. There is no chance of adrenaline. That's right. So there goes the hatch. And with an unfortunate bleed out, it will be the 4K. Unbelievable from Legion. What a game. That might be an all-timer. That might be a classic. Legion making a ludicrous comeback to tie it 12-12 with Michael Myers to shape. So Myers gets to draw his first point of the season, and Legion matches that. Unbelievable. GG. Over to Unknown versus Pig. What an interesting matchup that promises to be. I've got some really old killer gameplay on YouTube, like early 2021 killer games that I recorded and put up there. I might go back and react to them. Like, react to how I played Killer back then, react to how I did commentary. That could be fun. That could be enjoyable. A bit of nostalgia, yeah. Anyway, sorry, it's unknown. Unknown. On Withered Isle. Leading to find an early patrol here. Likely to be around that corner. Oh! In fact, very likely to be right here. And there's aura reading. Why? They're playing pinball. Oh god, they've gone temporary. Okay, listen, it's the World Cup. Unknown is in it to win it. Friends, I can't do it. I can't do it. This game is null and void. We're gonna count the next game as the World Cup game. Let's have a break. Let's be funny and memey. Let's just enjoy a bit of Dead by Daylight as it's meant to be. Alright? That's alright. Hardly anything happened. Sanctum of Wrath. Unknown. We had a brief intermission with some memey survivors where we had a chill game. Now it is all gaming. Unknown. Looking to put 3 points on the board here against Pig. Stiff opposition, as I'm sure you're all aware. Big UVX on Soma, into the tree. Doesn't quite connect. He's still got a pretty good chase going on. Two parties! V running into Soma. V may be taking an injury here. They will! And the pallet burn. Hello. Great start this, potentially. In through the window. Don't quite make it happen. They'll probably get as much distance as possible. They do, and that'll be a dying state. Well done. Good start for the Unknown. Not doing anything with the UVX, but just doing some good stuff with the M1. Zoning them with the UVX, perhaps it could be said. Really wants to find a way to get on that gen as quickly as possible. Has to go all the way around here. Will it be able to go over to the gen? Get some early pop goes to user regression? Yes. UVX here potentially. There it is. Good connection. Into the gen kick. Into maybe a Volt to get unbound out there. Why not? Won't quite get unbound. We'll get Bamboozle, of course, but not too important in this stage. Oh, as V. Oh, as Soma. Sold out by V there. That was outrageous from V. What was going on? Hoping for an injury. Don't get it. Certainly going to take the hook. What a start this is. Everything falling into the lap of the Unknown. If indeed the Unknown can be said to have a lap. Maybe a vague facsimile thereof. Good stuff. As V's been able to get rid of the weakened status, so has been able to look at the Unknown. Stands to reason they wouldn't be too far away, but not able to find them. Scratch marks. Moving in for the unhook. One of the 3 remaining Vs. 2 of the 3 remaining Vs are here. Injury there. There's the unhook. Put some pressure on, maybe get another injury. There it is. Just a smorgasbord of delights for the Unknown here. The UVX connects. They run back to try and dodge it. That doesn't do anything. All of a sudden, you're in a hugely troubling spot if you're V, and there's a dying state. Still 5 gens remaining. That pop goes a weasel kick on the middle gen. So important. No pain res here. No way out. Might be said to be playing a bit short-handed is the Unknown, but you wouldn't know it. Pop goes a weasel kick on a very far along gen. Heading up to the middle. Unforeseen for the terror radius. Undetectability. Regression still on this gen. Survivor fleeing the scene. But then stops. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Not quite able to see where they've gone. Oh. Go for the unhook, are they? No. Saw scratch marks heading that way. But they may have been scared off. There's the injured party. It's V. Another V. Takes the UVX blast. Big opportunity here. Gain the window. It might be under threat from the M1. Waiting out dead hard will the Unknown here for sure. Takes the dying state. Ridiculous work time and time again. Another hook here. And just in time to maybe put pressure on the unhook over there. There it is. So an immediate opportunity for them to give chase. Teleport right here. This could be huge. It is huge. Injury on V. Potential for a UVX blast. Maybe they vault early. They do. UVX right there. It connects. Everything unknown touches turning to gold. Or purple goop. Turning the corner, good moonwalk there. It just feels so clean, feels so crisp. This is a killer at the height of its confidence, and that will be barring Dead Hard, a dying state. Huge. Still, 5 gens remaining. What a start. Over to the hook, 5 gens remaining, 5 hooks on the board. And pop goes a weasel, proving its worth time and time again. Hook after hook after hook. The unhook. Over here, potentially a heal on hook, or at least nearby, there's another V. Part of the reason it's been such a dominant game for the unknown, just able to find chase after chase after chase. If they keep on going, ooh, good awareness from V to pivot away at the right time. Burns the pallet, doesn't vault. That'll be another dying state, barring Dead Hard. There it is, it's a grab. Part of the reason Unknown's so successful here, not only taking quick chases, finding quick chases. Wherever it looks, a survivor that way lies. There's the unhook over there, the heal over there. And you know where Unknown's going. Right back over there. Of course, why not? Why not? Why break a winning formula? The only thing that you are maybe even slightly concerned about, it seems even churlish to comment, you've not gotten rid of a survivor yet. And we always say this, the DBD mantra. As long as there's 4 survivors in play, you've got a chance. It's a great UVX, though. It's a great UVX. With UVXs like that, what hope is there? It's bounce landing, it just gets them away, but it was damn close. UVX doesn't connect. Moving around, good play. Good play. Not even using Pop Goes the Weasel anymore. No time to use Pop Goes the Weasel. There's chases to take. It could be. It honestly could be the first situation where everyone's on death hook before a single survivor is killed. It speaks to a very strong game, but it also speaks to maybe a flaw in the armor. The potential maybe for the survivors to bring this back. If 1 or 2 gens pop pretty swiftly, all of a sudden, you're in a spot of bother. Dead Hard. Nope. And it will be everyone on death hook before a kill is gained. And again, it's impressive. It's very fair. It's very chivalrous from the unknown. But could it be the thing that throws this game for it? Heal on the hook. Trying to get the UVX blast over there. Doesn't quite manage it. They do get the heal. At the very least, 2 people on that heal under the hook. 2 people who obviously are not on gens. Pallet burn. They don't vault. And I'm not sure there's any Dead Hard in this lobby. Unknown's been so diligent in waiting it out. So swinging away. And there's the first kill. A gen pops. 2 gens remaining. Would have much rather gone to that teleport, but it's okay. Opportunity now to put the finishing touches on this one. It's a great UVX on Soma. It's an outrageous UVX on Soma. And now can you put the finishing touches on this? Good play from Soma to keep on moving. They want the window. They won't get it. Another hook, another kill. Says V. Now we look ahead to a potential hatch situation. As they dodge that well. Teleport. They've handled that well as well. Signs of life from the survivor team. Good stuff from V. That does connect, however. It's just been so good with that UVX as the unknown here. Not entirely sure about the conversion rate, but very few have missed. This is one. Are they able to get rid of the UVX in time? Bouncing off the tree could be a winner. There it is. And should be able to hook sufficiently close to Shack. Oh, hang on. Where is Shack? Shack's off to the far right there. Ooh. No teleports over there. Ooh. Is there cause for concern here? Teleporting here? That's a great distance to make up. Windows on this side, hatchway on the other side. If V knows their stuff, it could be 11 hooks. No. Whew. Things are looking a little bit dicey there. Okay, what you want to do if you're unknown is check on this gate panel. Try and make it so you can get a hallucination there, if at all possible. The hallucination will spawn in a little bit. Just blocking out the gate panel, but Unknown gets lucky. There's V. Sorry. In retrospect, the nod there, pretty ambiguous. Alas, GG's and well played. That'll be 12 hook stages to the Unknown. What a game. Pig. Crota's Prem, which has not been a kind map to our killer so far. Pig will see what she can do. You feel pretty confident that the survivors will spawn over here, perhaps in that corner, but it just seems more likely. Incorrect. Okay, fair enough. With a bad opening patrol. And it's really tough when you get a bad opening patrol as Pig, because it just takes so long to get anywhere. You want to stay stealthy. You want to maintain the element of surprise. Anyone on a totem? No. Gem movement here. How close do you get? Oh! Almost a grab there. It would have been magical. Should still be a dying state. They'll get the pallet, unfortunately. Immediate ambush. Huge. Okay. No hesitation, no indecision. Went into the ambush. Risky, but you want to get him away from the pallet. Pop the hat on, and it should still be fine to get yourself a Scourge Hook here for Pig. Good stuff. That was a good clinical opening there. No risk of the wiggle even with pick up and drop. Okay. Right. There's Pain Res on that gen, and then Ruin doing the further regression. That's good. Unfortunate chasing Meg here, because if they're paying attention, they'll of course see the Ruin totem. They've only got one more vault, so they'll move away from the window. And got to be a drop here. They've got one more vault here, so immediately go for this, because you know they're not coming back. But have they done enough to get that to the pallet? They have. Might fake out entirely to get back to the window here. You've got Bloodlust 2. A shame to rely on Bloodlust 2, but at least you get the injury. Okay. Make your choice on Trevor is intriguing. An intriguing proposition after such an overlong little chase there around one tile. Can you find Trev? Bit of movement here. Regression. Scratch marks. How much longer for Trev? Well, it doesn't matter. You found injured Meg in the corner. Dead hard? No. Oh, what a find. What a find. Hat going back on. Hook here. Very unfortunate. Not going out of her way, Amanda, to get that, you know, 2-hook situation. But in a World Cup, the killer's going to go for that play every day of the week. Okay. Stealthy approaching main building. Remember, has to get the 12-hook stages here. Just an unbelievably dominant performance from the Unknown. Already falling a little bit behind what Unknown was doing, but not out of this. It's early days. Trevor gets the unhook again. Make your choice. In play. Meg fakes out the vault. You sense that was on the cards. Very confident Looper thus far. Oh, trying to get around the pallet. Not quite able to. Ambush in play. Oh, well played from Meg. Try again. And they're going to flee the scene. And they get the window. Well played. And they love this tile, and why not? However, with no pallet there, do they make this? It'll be really close. Oh, they took a caught on the side of the pallet. A gift. A gift for Amanda, because if she doesn't get that dying state then, things begin to look very grim indeed. Okay, a hook here. 2 hats in play. There's your Pain Res gen, presumably. Yep, they're right back on it. Okay. Ah, not quite got enough time to get the dying state hit on Trevor. Could be all she wrote for Meg. They've given up. They don't want to see where this game goes. They're still committing to the gen. Let Ruin do its thing. Take the hook for sure. They're back on it, but Ruin means you can't commit to that gen. So Meg, out of there. Very unfortunate game for Meg. They're going to think that we hate Megs. That could not be further from the truth. It's just the most efficient play at any given time. Good play from V there. They knew exactly what Pig wanted to do and countered it with ease very swiftly. Get themselves to a pallet, perhaps? They do, and there it goes. Keep half an ear out for a Trevor scream. Make your choice. The exposed hit here could be very important for Pig. Lithe for V. This chase is over. Does Trevor move in for the save before second stage? Yes. Expose Trevor, and Pig now close enough where this becomes a very viable option. Go for the heal as well. Okay. Just force the pallet drops here. You got plenty of time. SV's back on that gen. No surprise in what they're doing. Oof, oh, Trevor almost leaving that pallet up. It would have been a diabolical mistake. They've done what they needed to. Throw the pallet, move it along. Now, does Trevor expect something like this? Yes, good stuff from Trevor. Okay, Trevor's kind of proven himself there. Some good countering. V commits to the gen, gets it, and gets to the pallet. Things are looking a bit rough for the Pig now. Good injury, good ambush. Not been seeing too much of that. But up against it now. Got rid of that survivor early, which is helpful. But it's not the end of the game. And they'll get that pallet, so they burn it immediately. Oh, it's a longer wall than you anticipated, and that gets them live. Ugh. Some of these tiles are absolutely disgusting, and you saw an example of it there. The way that wall was coordinated, it just confuses you, especially if you're trying to make a moonwalk around the side. Right, it's Trevor Volts. Could it be an opportunity around here? Get the window. Pig's got to crouch after them. Volts after them, I mean. Gotta kick this door. Oh, and there we go. A rare mistake from Trevor. There's the injury. Pallet here. There's drop. Gonna kick as quickly as possible. Really tough to see where Trevor can go with that. Nice. Says your dying state. Maybe a bit of an overcommitment there. Maybe need to be looking into chasing Meg in a situation like this, who's just removed their hat. So hopefully they've not been able to move the gens too much up to this point. Do my eyes deceive me, or was there a survivor around that wall? There was! It's Meg! Well, that is an unbelievable opportunity if they'd given up. No, they just want the chase. Okay, an interesting decision for the Death Hook injured survivor in a 3-survivor spot to be so aggressive in taking the chase. V on this gem, they won't be able to commit to it because now they need to go for the unhook. Another respect in which maybe you're not looking for Meg to take chase. Maybe you want Meg to stay under the radar, maybe get on the gem, maybe get the unhook, but certainly not take chase. So get the pallet. Might not be a drop here. That's bold. That's very bold. Medium Volt always punished there, and that should be GG's for Meg. Maybe not for the team. Still a lot to be done here, but yeah, strange choice to take the chase so aggressively. 2-survivor situation. 2 gens left. Big regression here. Been pretty good about that, is Pig. And what's quite nice as a safety net is that hat on the head of Trevor. So even if they do commit to the gens, Trevor still has some admin to do. A scratch box heading over here. Who would you rather it be? You'd probably rather it be V, and indeed it is V. Live makes a lot of sense there. Is that Trevor up ahead? It was Trevor. Okay, so both survivors here. You're just so delighted that the game is under wraps a little bit now. Oh, and they were caught in 2 mines. Do they go pallet? Do they run through? And in the end, their indecision gives Pig an injury. Volt here to the double back. They do not. Pallet here. Ambush. Oh, it was a bold move from Pig. But it worked out. Just in case, why not put the last hat on? Means that the gen is a risky proposition now for both parties. Right, and then it's all about Trev, who was over here. Have they fled the premises? Are they hiding in a tent? Are they hiding in this tent? No. I thought I saw Trevor momentarily. That was a horse's ass. No ill will intended. Okay. Trevor gets the unhook. Make a choice. Screaming and exposed. They've done well in this environment before. They're in main building. And heading all the way over, presumably to Shack. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. Pallet burn. And just keep on them here if you Pig. Don't need to be too flashy now. Just need to not lose anyone. Losing a survivor would be ruinous. Oh. Trevor's playing it very, very greedily considering he's exposed. And there we go. There's a dying state. Have a hook here. Hatch now is the only threat. Gotta be so cautious here. If you Pig, you know Hatch is going to spawn on this side. You'd much rather not have that be an issue at all. You'd much rather just find V before it becomes any kind of consideration. Therefore, crouching, not a bad idea. Listening for injury noises. You find them. You find V. It could be all over. And weighing out dead hard. GG. So there we go. Unknown has a clinical, dominant performance. Pig's not quite in that realm, but does enough to get 12 hook stages and make it a score draw. GG. That was another 4K. A perfect round 2 in Group C, so it will be a tie for the Unknown. 24 hook stages for them. A tie for the Pig. 24 hook stages for them. Let's sort Group C. And after round 2, the standings in Group C are as follows. Unknown, top dog, with 4 points. The perfect 24 hooks, 2 games, 2 4Ks. Pig, also 2 games, 2 4Ks. Unfortunate in that she has only managed 2 draws, 2 points to her name. She's second place. Myers, 20 hooks, 1 point, a draw and a loss. Plague and Legion both have drawn in their 1 game. 1 point apiece there as well, but a game in hand over all the competition. A very strong group, all things considered.